They told you your history began as a servant. They were wrong. While Rome struggled with a numbering system that couldn't even handle simple multiplication, your ancestors were already calculating the infinity of the stars. We have to be honest about the crime. In July of 1562, a Franciscan priest named Diego de Landa stood in the town of Maní, located in the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, and lit a fire that consumed the collective memory of a continent. But he wasn't a lone actor. He was an agent of the Vatican. Behind him was the Doctrine of Discovery, specifically the papal bull Inter Cetera of 1493. A legal decree that declared any land not inhabited by Christians as terra nullius, empty land. It gave them the divine right to erase your soul and your science for the sake of empire. In one afternoon, they burned the medicine, the philosophy, and the maps of the heavens. They wanted you to forget you were the masters of the void. Compare that destruction to the legacy of the Sahaba. When Amr ibn al-As and the early Sahaba entered Egypt in the 7th century, he didn't see the pyramids as idols to be pulled down. He saw them as mirrors of a high civilization. The early Muslims lived alongside the Coptic people, protecting their sacred sites. They recognized that these structures were a testament to the Mizan, the divine balance. They didn't burn the libraries of the East, they translated them. Ya ayyuhanna su'inna, kalakna kum min kahrin wa untha. O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female, and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Surah Al-Hujurat 49:13. This word, lita'arafu, is a divine mandate to exchange knowledge. The Creator made us different not to divide us, but to compel us to learn from one another. He hid pieces of the universal truth in every tribe, the math in the Maya, the medicine in the East, so that only by coming together could we see His full majesty. We are diverse by design, but one in our origin. Ash-shamsu wal-kahmaru bi-husban. The sun and the moon move by precise calculation. Surah Ar-Rahman 55:5. Scholar Miguel León Portilla proved that Mesoamerica didn't just have myths, they had a philosophy of logic. These wise men were masters of the intellect. Only 3 cultures discovered the concept of zero independently: the Babylonians, the Vedic mathematicians of India, and the Maya. They called it the hay shell. While European math was clunky, the Maya used zero to unlock infinity. It allowed them to calculate into the millions. Your ancestors held the technology of the void in their hands, and they weren't just drawing. They had a complete logosyllabic writing system. Each glyph was a complex machine of sounds and symbols. When the colonizers said we were illiterate, they were lying to justify our chains. No scholar fought harder to restore this truth than Michael D. Coe. He revealed that Mayan cities were cosmograms, physical maps of the universe anchored to the earth. Look at the web. At Chichén Itzá, the El Castillo pyramid is a solar computer. Each of the 4 staircases has 91 steps. This isn't random. 91 days is the exact length of each of the 4 seasons. Multiply by 4, add the top platform, and you get 365, 1 step for every day of the solar year. Mastery of zero gave them the long count, a calendar that tracks time back to a starting point in 3114 BC. They tracked time in precise units: the kin, which is a single day; the tun, which is 360 days; and the Baktun, a massive cycle of 144,000 days. They could track 5,125 years with the precision of a heartbeat. At Palenque, they mastered the geometry of growth. They utilized square roots and the golden ratio 1.618 to determine the proportions of their temples. At Teotihuacan, the Avenue of the Dead scales perfectly to the orbital distances of our solar system. The pyramid of the sun's base circumference is exactly 4 pi times its height, the same ratio found in the Great Pyramid of Giza. And in the heart of Mexico, Tenochtitlan, the Templo Mayor was the center of a hydraulic and astronomical grid. It was aligned so perfectly that during the equinox, the sun would rise exactly between the shrines of the rain and the fire. Think about the impossibility of this. From the jungles of Chiapas to the highlands of central Mexico, all these different cities, hundreds of miles apart, held the exact same hyper-advanced knowledge of the celestial bodies. They weren't guessing. They were observing the same sky with a unified scientific precision that the old world couldn't even imagine. They were anchoring the laws of the universe into the soil of the Americas. Why is the sacrifice story the only one we are told? Because if I paint you as a savage, I can justify taking your land. We see it today, from Gaza to the West Bank. The architects of the Americas created the playbook. The Doctrine of Discovery was the laboratory for the settler colonialism we see now. Uzina, Lilla, Dina, Yuka, Ta, Luna, Biana, Hum Thuli, Mu. Permission to fight has been given to those who are being wronged, those who have been evicted from their homes without right. Surah Al-Hajj 22:39-40. 500 years have passed since we were stripped of our identity, since they burned our books and called our science witchcraft. This is 500 years of identity theft. But the fight is different now. We aren't fighting with steel. We are fighting for the right to take back our intellect. We are fighting to reclaim the ancestral knowledge that was stolen from us. Islam teaches us that our true identity is found by reclaiming the Fitra of our ancestors, the natural pure state of the soul, not a religion that was forced upon us at the edge of a sword. We never had the chance to make our own choice. Now that we do, Islam is the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path. We must look deeper into how our original ancestors worshipped. They were seeking the one who designed the math. Islam tells us the Creator sent a messenger to every nation. It is possible our ancestors were the people of the interval al-Fatra, those who used their reason and the stars to remain faithful to the Fitra, the natural inclination toward the one God. They were holding on to the original message. The Mayan people called him Hunab Ku, which means the one God, and the Nahuatl people knew him as Ipalnemowani, the giver of life. It literally means the one through whom everything lives. They knew the one was formless and invisible, but that interval was violently interrupted. We worship through the institutions of the very people who burned our math. This is a cognitive dissonance. To my Mexican brothers and sisters, Islam is a return to the purity your ancestors held. It is the Ojala. It is the Inshallah. The mirror of the sky is finally clear. In the next episode, we head back to the Holy Land to look at a man you think you know, Jesus of Nazareth. We will show you that by every biblical definition, Jesus was a Muslim.